move over rocket ships and jumbo jets, entrepreneur king Sir Richard Branson has a new venture, eco-friendly household and beauty products company. Sir Richard Branson's SPAC Virgin Group Acquisition 2 has revealed it will take Grove Collaborative public via a $1.5 billion reverse merger. Now, Grove, you may know, is the national consumer products company that manufactures its own line of sustainable products and also sells third-party names like Myers, the hand soap so popular, house guests steal it from other people's bathrooms. Can this green, clean deal investors make lots of green for investors? Here to make the case, Virgin Group founder and chairman Sir Richard Branson and Grove Collaborative co-founder and CEO Stu Landesberg. Not that I have ever stolen Myers soap from a host house that I've visited. Of course, I would never do that. But I'll start with you, Sir Richard. What was it about the all-natural consumer space and Grove Collaborative in particular that won the position as your SPAC target?
The fact that Stu said that they'd be plastic-free by 2025. I mean, I have on my sink a whole lots of wonderful products that I use, and I know that my wife has the same. And after 10 days, you're throwing them away. And when I talked to Stu, their business was absolutely the kind of business that Virgin loves to invest in. I mean, it's a great business. It's got a brilliant management team headed up by Stu. It's completely aligned with Virgin's purpose. It can grow and it can innovate quickly, and it already has access to millions of customers. So. And it's going to change business for the good. And I think that if you only live once, and you might as well try to invest in companies that have a purpose and disrupt. And that's exactly what it's doing.
Stu, how did the deal come together? Did you approach Sir Richard and the SPAC, or was it the other way around? Give us a window into this.
Stu,
thanks for having us. Yeah, a pleasure to be here with you both. Grove's vision has always been about changing the consumer products category, which, as Richard mentioned, is in almost every home around the world. Hand soap, dish soap, laundry detergent, bath tissue. These are products that all of us use and where the track record for the impact on human and environmental health is not great. Our goal is to transform this category to be better for people and planet. And so as we went to go public, we looked for the avenue that would help us accelerate our vision, help us bring better for you and better for the environment products to more people. And there is truly no better partner than Richard and the Virgin Group, who understand the importance of setting seemingly impossible goals, like taking the plastic out of a CPG business that's almost $1 trillion globally and almost 100% wrapped in single-use plastic today. A partner who understands the importance of that ambition and can support a mission-driven business that believes by changing the category, we will do well for our shareholders, for all stakeholders, and for the environment.
Well, he started an airline from scratch. I mean, this guy does aim very high. Sir Richard, you've really jumped into the SPAC space head first. I mean, this is not your first rodeo here. In fact, just recently in June, you launched 23andMe. You helped it go public via reverse merger. It's having a good week, up about 9%, although it struggled just a bit. Talk to me about what you look for in a target.
Well, it's interesting. The other person who's invested in Grove is Paul Pullman, who used to run Unilever, and I think the two of us look for companies that we can be proud of investing in, and that will make a real difference in this world. Obviously, they've got to be financially successful, and they've got to have great management, and that under Stu, and you obviously can see from interviewing Stu, he's a formidable force at the top of it, and he started this from scratch. So it had the right ingredients. The product has the right ingredients too, and to have that product soon being in plastic-free containers is wonderful. I mean, Unilever, when Paul was there and running it, it was a tough job for a big corporation like that to do everything that he would like it to have done. now he's left Unilever. He can, put his attention into a relatively smaller company, as can I, and make sure that we can help Stu deliver what he's promising.
Sure, and the help comes in the form of a big cash infusion once you go public, Stu. So tell me what you're going to do with that money. You guys are a collaborative who has shown real growth over the years. Obviously, that's why Sir Richard says, you know what, you've proven yourself. But what do you do with the money?
So we're in a huge market here. The market for home and personal care products in the U.S. is $180 billion. And as I said, nearly $1 trillion globally. We've grown at a 54% CAGR from 2018 through 2021, but we are just scratching the surface. It is manifest destiny that all of the products that we use around our homes transform into products that are truly sustainable. The environmental crises around climate change and plastic waste, they necessitate that. And we have the leading brands today in zero plastic and zero waste. So we will use the money, and part of the reason that we're going public is to make sure that we can continue to innovate and continue to lead what I see as a huge transition, and one that's incredibly important in such a massive sector. And so we'll invest these funds in growing our product portfolio, in continuing to innovate against zero plastic and zero waste products, and to grow the consumer base so that we can expand our impact and ultimately drive bigger change in the category.
Sir Richard, speaking of sustainability, and obviously you are really walking the walk and talking the talk, not just one or the other. United Airlines just became the first airline in history to launch a flight with passengers on it using sustainable green fuel. I remember, let's take a trip down memory lane. 2008, you and I were just down the street at the West Side Highway where you were talking about one day being able to run a Virgin Airways flight on sustainable fuel. In fact, you talked about coconuts and coconut oil. Let's spin that forward to, of course, Virgin Galactic. Jet fuel is a lot of not clean fuel. And as you really look forward to growing Virgin Galactic, is there any plan to make sure that you somehow figure out a way to make your space tourism company cleaner and greener?
It's a very fair question. We're not going to be able to tick the boxes with everything that we do at Virgin, but we will do our best to. At Virgin Galactic, we've already brought the environmental cost of sending somebody to space to a tiny fraction of what it's been in the past. And that's because we've got an air launch system. So we can send somebody to space for roughly the same environmental footprint as flying somebody to New York from London and back. But I think we can do better, and the team there are doing everything they can to see if they can improve on that, and I'm sure they will. And I can go on through each individual Virgin company, but I can assure you that it's top of the list it should be top of the list for every company head to be thinking this way, and I assure you it's top of our list.
Well, we look forward, Richard and Stu, to the day that you go public. We want to have you back on that day to see how the launch goes. Sir Richard Branson and Stu Landesberg, thank you both very much.
Good to see you again after all this time.
Good to see you.